Hi, it is June 30th, 2016 at Mall of America. I am Jane Thompson, maiden name, and grew up in Fergus Falls. I have three sisters, Anne, who lives in Duluth, Joan in Minneapolis, and Julie in Mesa, Arizona. My two sons, Lanny and Steve, live in the Twin City area, and my daughter, Georgia, was recently working on Catalina Island as a traveling physical therapist. My two grandsons, Ryan and Justin, are in the Navy. When growing up in Fergus Falls, our family would visit in the relatives in St. Paul. Cousins Gary Lindholm, Mary and Richard Johnson, Janet and Charles Fredrickson, and Marilyn and Jim Noble. During that time, JETSKE stayed with Marilyn as a foreign exchange student in the mid-1960s. She will continue with a few of her own stories. Hold on. Okay, JETSKE, you are on. And HENK.
Yes.
With stories.
We are here together now.
Okay. Here you see JETSKE and HENK from the Netherlands. I stayed in St. Paul in 1965. We came back several times, once with our children and once, twice, and now we also are back in the Twin City area, staying with a friend Linda, and while staying with her we visited several of our American cousins.
Yeah.
To start with, we saw Jean and Carol, who live in Elk River.
Yes.
Jean is the daughter of Charlotte Baumgartner. After that, we went up north to see Marilyn. And with Marilyn, we visited Jim Rosen in his cabin in Huron. We came home again, and then, before we went up north, we saw Jan and Glenn Hangy in Forest Lake. That was also a nice visit. Now we are in the Mall of America, and we have just met Jane, and I think we could talk for hours. We had lunch with her and had a very nice time talking about how we met, how we are now, and all the things about our mutual families. I think, Jane said, just go on talking, but we didn't rehearse like she did. The day after tomorrow we travel home again, but we have lots of great memories of our stay in the States. Before we came to Minnesota, we traveled to the Black Hills, the Badlands, Devil's Tower, the Black Hills has the Mount Rushmore, and Yellowstone Park, and also went to see a friend of us and a cousin of Henk's in the northern part of Montana. Well, that was about our trip. It took a whole month.
Yeah.
What's the name of that place in Montana?
Shoto. It's pronounced Shoto by the Montana people, but we would say Shoto. It's about 50 miles north of Helena.
Another quick question. What did you have to eat at Jim Rosen's?
At Jim Rosen, we had walleye, which is a typical Minnesota fish, a lake fish.
A lake fish.
And who made it?
Jim.
Jim made it.
Yeah.
According to the
made
recipe
it
of according to the recipe of Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked a lot about Mary, who of course passed away a year ago.
Wonderful times you had then.
Yeah. Okay.
We did certainly have a wonderful time. So lots of memories.
Okay. Wave or whatever you want. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Have a good trip home.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.